Hi guys, welcome back to another GGF quick look video. Today we'll be taking a look at the brand new Node 202 compact computer case from Fractal Design. Now you may have seen this announced at the recent Computex. Now this is sort of still being released. It's been probably what now, quite a few months now, so I'm not sure why this hasn't sort of come out sooner, but it's just about to hit the shelves. What is it now, November? I believe it's going to be out in December. Now I've received an early sample only because I'm doing a special build coming up. I can't announce too much to do with that, so they've sent me one for that build, so I thought I'd do a quick video and sort of showcase this little case because there has been a bit of hype around it. Sort of the new sort of Fractal Design hasn't really done a sort of a vertical or a horizontal style sort of case before. So this is orientated for like your lounge room gaming setup, your home theater, if you want to make a steam machine, something like that. The only thing I don't have is the exact price on this, but once I do find out, I'll throw it in the description. So what we're going to do is jump in. It's not going to be a full-on review. I've literally just received this. I haven't even looked at it, so it'll really just be my sort of first impressions. Now this here is going to be your stand. So if you're standing it vertically, it just slots in here. If you want to sit it flat, you don't need this stand. Now we'll just quickly take it out of the box. Right, now some of the other features with this, it is ITX. So it's ITX only, MITX, so it is going to be a relatively small system. You're not going to fit any water cooling. I was going to try and do water cooling in the build that I'm doing, but I've just decided to go with air because one, this case will be being sent around Australia a bit, so I thought, well, with water cooling, I don't want the end user to have to worry about messing around with that, and air will just make it so much easier to work with. Alrighty, so now we get your standard typical Fractal Design user guide. Pretty much standard there, quite a few language, it goes on and on and on. Tells you how to undo it. Everything you get with it, I'm assuming is going to be inside and whatnot. Alright, so we'll just crack it open and we'll have a look. So we'll just get a few shots of that. So quite a nice sort of design there. Nice sort of front. So it's got a two-tone sort of fingerprint resistant top here, which is nice, and then you got a glossy sort of little decal strip along the bottom, and that's going to show fingerprints, but you're not really going to touch that. That's just there to give it a nice two-tone effect. We've also got a nice sort of ventilation up here, so that's where your motherboard is going to sit in this area. CPU cooler under there. Video card will run horizontal along here, which has got ventilation on the other side because that's where your fan will be when it's upside down. And then I believe it has an option to come with an Sfx Power Supply, or you can get it without. Now this one is with an Sfx. Does it say what it is? Sfx, no, I'm not sure what one this is. We'll have a look when we crank it open. I'll probably be changing this power supply because I am going to try and run an AMD Nano in this build, so it might need a bit more than, I think the standard is a 300 watt or 400 watt, so I will probably try and get a 600 watt SFX just to sort of make sure I'm not going to have any issues at all. So moving on underneath, we got four nice rubber feet. It's very sort of custom because it's not going to be a traditional case layout and the case layout feet. So we've got nice little angled feet here. They are completely rubber as well, and then we just got the plenty of ventilation under here. Now I believe this comes off, just going by the diagram on the back, that you just sort of lift this whole cover off. It would have been sweet if it had some sort of quick release sort of mechanism so you could just pop out and then the top came off, but you gotta undo the 4 screws from the back. All right, now that just comes straight off like that. So pretty much all plastic on here, but it's got a metal top. So you can see that the metal top just has little tabs that poke through, and it sort of bends on, kind of like how your clear side panels go onto the case, or sort of mesh. They sort of just have tabs that bend in. So it's got plastic first, then the metal. I do like this little feature here, how this is a fan filter for the CPU cooler when it goes through, so that is a nice feature there. I couldn't even tell if it was a fan filter before. It's actually that fine, which is nice to see. All right, now moving on to the insides. Now it is very, very small. This is your little accessories box here. Let's see what we get. All right, so the main thing you're going to need is the sort of right angle riser card for the video card. Okay, so with these riser cards, it looks like you need both. So you have your vertical one that goes up, and then this one screws into, not screws in, or just slots in, and that'll give you a horizontal segment for your video card. So I'm not sure why they needed both. I guess the gap between going from here to here, they couldn't get it done in one, so they needed to use two adapters. Now we get your standard screws and zip ties and whatnot, not too much going on in there. Now we have our power plug here. This looks like it's, I have no idea what that is. That looks like Taiwan socket or something. And now we have the system itself. All right, so you can see how small the power supply. Yes, it is a 450. What it actually is done by Fractal Design. You can see there. But yeah, very, very sort of low powered. If you're going to be using this, you're not going to be wanting anything too high end. I guess you could run, if you want to run anything higher end, you're probably going to need about 500 watts. You could maybe just get away with a 450, but you really just have to test it now. I believe it can run a full length video card. It's got this sweet little slider here that is going to support your video card from sagging, because it does sit flat. So if I grab the Nano like this, I might actually stand this up to show you. So your video cards are going to sit like this. So that's your Nano in there like that. So you just simply put it in like that, and then it rests on this slider. So your Nano, you could nearly fit two in. You got that much room. And now I found another card. This is like the only biggest card I have that it still has a air cooler on it. Then if you're doing something much larger, it can fit. It will be a little bit tight because you do have the cables, but if you were doing something much larger, it would fit in like that. So that would still fit as well. So that's quite a large card. So it would be sweet to run a MITX gaming box, and you could fit something like a 980 or something like that. That's really nice. But bear in mind, you can't really run anything that has a 120mm fan. So any of your all-in-one video cards that has the all-in-one loop, things like that, you're not going to be able to stick those anywhere, because there's just no spots for any other fans except for the one on your CPU cooler. All right, now moving on to some of the other things, we do have mesh again, not sort of a removable filter where the video card is. It's kind of just sort of one of those floppy little mesh ones that somehow you would slide out as well. Now, I did just say that you can't fit a 120mm fan in here at all, but I just noticed that if you are somehow running onboard video, I'm not sure why, but if you are running onboard video, it looks like you can fit a 240mm radiator down the bottom if you wanted to. So you've got two slots here. You take out this bracket here, this segment comes out, run your tubes through straight in. So if you're running a sort of a home theater box, you just want to run 4K video off on board, you're not running any games, you can stick an all-in-one there, and you've got plenty of height for it there, and you just have to make sure the tubes can reach over, and that's it. So yeah, I was mistaken where you can't run any 120mm fans. You just can't run any 120mm fans if you're running a separate dedicated GPU. Now moving on to the sort of inputs and outputs, we have a nice stylish power button. Doesn't look to be a reset button at all. We've got your power LED. We have two USB 3.0. I do like how they are black. And then we have a headphone and a microphone jack. Now we'll just have a look at the power supply they do give you. You're probably going to be limited by connectors. So we've got your EPS. It's an 8-pin breakable into two 4s. It gives you two SATA, your 24-pin, and video card connectors to run up to two 8s, two 6s, an 8 and a 6. So yeah, so you can get two connectors on there, which will pretty much cover pretty much any video card out there. You're not going to be jamming in some video card that requires three 8-pins or something in here. It probably wouldn't fit. Internal headers are nice. They're just standard black, which look really nice. All right, so that's pretty much not too much more I can cover on this. I will be doing some build updates as I go along with this build, but yeah, I just wanted to sort of get this case out there. I know it's relatively new. Quite a few people have been talking about it. So yeah, I just wanted to sort of cover it and see what people's thoughts are on this case. So yeah, once again, the only thing I don't have is the price. So if I do find out the price, I'll update it in the description. So I just want to thank Fractal Design for sending out this case, and thanks for watching, and stay tuned for next time.